Hi, and welcome to another dose of virtual vitamin Z. This is DZS News for the week of September 6th, 2021. I'm your co-host, Stephen.
And I'm your co-host, Claire. First off, Stephen, I can't believe that it's already September. What happened to summer?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. The weather has been cooling down. I'm all for it, but it did seem like a pretty quick summer.
It was particularly crisp over the weekend here. Let's get started with some Detroit Zoological Society updates as we barrel into the season of fall. What do we have this week, Stephen?
Well, we have a very exciting update, or actually two, from the Holden Reptile Conservation Center. There are two new animal species on habitat in the HRCC, the Holden Reptile Conservation Center. One of them is the rhino viper, and you may have heard us talking a little bit about the rhino viper in a previous episode of DZS News, asking, is this a viper-sized rhino or a rhino-sized viper? Actually, it is a viper that has that name because it has an appendage on its snout, on their snout, that kind of looks like a rhino's horn. And they are on, they are on the east side of the Holden Reptile Conservation Center. So when you enter, look to the right as you walk down and you'll see them. I noticed them hiding under a rock. And so it's a great opportunity to kind of use our observation skills as well as our empathy to think about, all right, knowing what we know about snakes, where might they want to be spending their time? That said, another species, the black tree monitor, is much easier to find. I was really surprised for the first time that I saw this animal on habitat because they climb really quickly. I get so used in the Reptile Conservation Center to seeing animals moving very slowly or just hiding under rocks, but not this one. As you can tell from this footage, climbing around using the prehensile tail for balance and even to grab on. And I would say in terms of, appearance-wise, this is about as close as I've ever seen to what sci-fi movies represent aliens is looking like. So definitely worth checking out.
The Holden Reptile Conservation Center is always a great place to visit. The team has been doing a tremendous amount of work over the last several years and expanding some of the habitats to give certain species more room. So to have two new species in there to learn about and watch is just really incredible, exciting opportunity to offer the community. Speaking of, if you're looking to come out to the zoo, you could Zoom to the zoo. Our partnership with SMART continues, offering opportunities for guests to ride the bus to the zoo. In doing so, you can show your ticket when you get to the front gate. You'll be eligible for a free soft drink from any of our concession stands, as well as $2 off your admission and a free ride back home. So if you want to take that opportunity, there's more information on our website, DetroitZoo.org, about how you too can Zoom to the zoo. Very efficient, socially responsible way to visit the zoo.
Yeah, and I do appreciate the idea that if somebody does make that choice, they can actually effectively get to the zoo for free if you include the discount as well as the free trip home. It's effectively free transportation. So if you are curious about how you could take these routes to the zoo, like what bus routes take you there, you can check out our website. We do have a section in the transportation page on how to get there in terms of bus routes. The main route serving, Woodward Avenue, but there are a few others as well. So be sure to check that out.
I think SMART has information on their website too. So if you're looking at the SMART bus routes, you can check out the Zoom to the zoo and see how that works for you.
Yeah. Next up, a reminder that the Belle Isle Nature Center is continuing to offer free outdoor programming moving into, I guess not quite the fall yet, but September. So be sure to check out the Belle Isle Nature Center's website and then click on book reservations now to see what the offerings are and to sign up for a spot. Again, though, if you do find yourself on Belle Isle on a Sunday or a Saturday or whenever and say, you know what, I would love some free outdoor nature-based programming, go ahead and stop by. We'll be able to find a spot for you.
Yeah, I love fall in general, but Belle Isle in the fall too is just gorgeous with all the trees turning colors, and it's like nature's giant celebration before sleeping through the winter. So great time to go down and visit and check out the programming that's available there. Fast approaching, and hopefully we're fast approaching the finish line when we get to it. Run Wild 25th anniversary. There's an in-person and or a virtual option this year. Again, you can visit DetroitZoo.org and you can register online for this opportunity. Get a t-shirt, a finisher's medal. Stephen, how's the training going?
Training's going well. I mentioned this last week, but as the weather started to get a little bit cooler, I feel like my time started to get a little bit faster. So watch out, Claire.
Duly noted. I've been trying to get out as often as I can. It's been a challenging couple of weeks. I'm back in school and there's a lot of homework and I need to get like more books on tape and I could just like run for hours, right? And not have to read. They could just read them to me. Should be my new strategy.
Good call. Good call. So yeah, this will be on, there is the virtual event, which you can run really at any point next weekend, but the Run Wild itself will be on the 12th. And so be sure to sign up if you haven't already, to find your running shoes and to join us in not only staying active, but also supporting the Detroit Zoo, and especially our animal care efforts and veterinary care efforts.
There's a fun walk too. So if you're looking for something that doesn't involve running, there's also a fun walk available.
All right, Claire, back to you for our feature story.
So our feature story, you may have seen it already on Facebook, or many of the media outlets that picked up this story earlier last week. The fact that there are several species of animals here at the Detroit Zoo who are receiving vaccinations for COVID-19. So we are vaccinating the animals. I believe about 30 have already been vaccinated who are most susceptible to COVID-19. And this vaccine was developed exclusively for animals by a veterinary pharmaceutical company named DZS. And it's been authorized on a case-by-case basis throughout the United States by the USDA, or the United States Department of Agriculture. And the gorillas, chimpanzees, tigers, and lions were the first to receive the doses. And similar to the human schedule, they're going to have to receive another dose here in a few weeks. But many of our animals routinely get other vaccinations. And this is an opportunity for us to make sure we're keeping all of the animals as safe as possible who are living in our care. There have been cases in Europe and I believe in India in zoos where large cats have died from the virus. So this is a precaution that we feel very strongly about, making sure that we're taking to make sure that everybody's staying safe. We have not found any COVID-19 infections in any of the animals in our care here at the Detroit Zoo. But again, we've been very cautious throughout the entire pandemic, including making sure our staff is in full protective equipment as they're working with the different animals. So this is a very, very pertinent. We're very fortunate to have the opportunity to do this. And we'll be moving forward for the next couple of weeks until we can make sure that everybody's safe.
One thing that I wanted to just stood out to me is, first of all, in general, looking back over the past year and a half, how supportive our community has been towards, making sure that not just we as people, but the animals under our care are also staying safe. And that goes for things like wearing masks at the zoo, minimize contact, understanding why we don't have certain experiences like the giraffe encounters. And then just seeing that re-amplified as we shared out this story and seeing the comments of people saying, that's great, we're so happy for these animals, thank you for doing that. So we really appreciate our community support for these animals and their ongoing care as well. And yeah, it's just great to know that there's this one added layer of protection that is going out for these animals who are most vulnerable.
Agreed. All right, let's check out our virtual education program preview for the week. As always, we are starting you out with DZS news on Monday mornings.
Next up on Tuesday is a wildlife adventure story on why the bat flies by night.
I read the script the other day and it's a good one, so make sure you turn in.
Is it because they're nocturnal?
I'm not going to, you have to watch it on Tuesday morning.
Okay.
I don't want to ruin the surprise for you. There's a whole story that goes along with it. I mean, as David's stories go,
Okay, gotcha.
Story. On Wednesday, September 8th, we're going to be featuring our curator of birds, Bonnie Van Dam, in Celebrating Science. And be sure to learn a little bit more about Bonnie's story and all the incredible work that she's done for birds, especially conservation work over her tenure here at the Detroit Zoological Society.
Next up on Thursday is a Green Journey episode, and this one is going to feature the Detroit Zoological Society's new sustainability manager, Andy McDowell, going into a little bit about his background as well as his goals and what is most exciting to him about working for the DZS now.
And on Friday, we are kicking off our new mini series for the month of September. So each Friday will be the theme of Secret Zoo. And this first one is all about secret gardens.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. This series in general is pretty cool. It's this idea that those of us who work at the zoo or who maybe spend a lot of time at the zoo know some places at the zoo where you can have experiences that your typical guest who maybe visits once or twice a year wouldn't see. And so we're going to be featuring them and getting started with secret gardens, in addition to some amazing animals, both local and under our care. There are some really amazing gardens at the zoo, including some that you have to kind of know how to get to really find and enjoy. And so once you do, we hope to see a lot more people hanging out there, but not so much that it takes away the magic of them.
As always, if you're looking for more virtual content, we have a bunch of resources available on the BelleIsleNatureCenter.org website and DetroitZoo.org. Both have virtual things that you can download, videos that you can watch, great things to put into the classroom curriculum, used for after school programs, used for long weekends. I know my kids just went back to school and now they have 6 days off. So we're still looking for things to do around the house. So again, the Belle Isle Nature Center.org, their virtual backyard, and then our virtual vitamin Z on DetroitZoo.org, all those opportunities of learning and excitement, and again, insider knowledge about the Detroit Zoological Society available to all of you.
Well, that's all we have for this week. As always, thank you so much for joining us, and stay healthy, Detroit.